The Green Knight is gone. And for a while, Arthur and his court are able to pass the whole thing off as a bit of fun, the kind of adventure that Arthur had been longing for. But a year passes, doesn't it? And even as we tell ourselves that we have weeks or months until we have to face our future, it creeps towards us. One season flowing into another, and days that seem bright and endless become short and uncertainly lit. And the time has passed. For a while, Gawain's friends remain merry, for his sake. But this is what he has yearned for, trained for, all his life. So on All Saints' Day, the 1st of November, 2 months before the agreed date, he takes his shield and mounts his horse and sets off in search of the Green Chapel.
To tell of Gawain's adventures in the 2 months that follow would be 100 other stories in themselves. He is alone day and night, sleeping outside in his armour in the rain and the snow. He travels across wild and godless lands, but nobody has heard of the Green Chapel. He battles dragons and wolves. Ooh, and wood woes. There are no more games for him. The world is a cold, hard, brutal place. On Christmas Eve morning, he stops and kneels and prays to his Lady the Virgin for some godly place in which to attend Mass on Christmas Day. And then he weeps for his sins and mounts his horse and continues on his way. Barely has he crossed himself when he comes upon a castle. Well, you can imagine, of course, that after all that he has been through, this is quite the most beautiful castle he has ever seen. He rides up to the walls, begs the gatekeeper to ask his lord for hospitality, and the man returns. Permission joyfully granted.
And from the off, Gawain is treated like a prince. Gringlet, his horse, is stabled comfortably. And Gawain is brought to a comfortable chair. In front of a hearty fire. He's treated to the finest food, and wine as well, rich and sweet and heady. In no time at all, Gawain is a happy man. The lord of the castle bounds in, beaming as if all his blessings have been granted at once. Sir Gawain, you are most welcome to Haut Désert. Oh, by my life, God has brought us the best of knights. Of all the men in Camelot, the one most famous for his purity of manners and courtesy of soul. We shall have some happy days with you. And Gawain, fresh from fighting giants, thinks that he has found another one. Because the Lord is huge, a big outdoors man with an enormous red beard and twinkling dark eyes. And he laughs in delight to have Gawain here. But when he listens, you think he is listening to your very heartbeat. They go to chapel, for this is one of the holiest days of the year. Prayers are murmured and confessions made in private. As they leave, they meet two women. They could not be less alike, these two. One, the younger, is fresh and smooth-skinned and soft, quite the loveliest woman that Gawain thinks he has ever seen. Beautiful even more than Guinevere. The other is sour-faced and sallow and old, and all her sagging skin is covered up with a black wimple. The lord of the castle introduces them, the younger one as his wife and the older as her companion. Gawain courteous as ever, greets both of them warmly, bowing to the older lady, stifling his disgust at the dripping liquids from her nose and her mouth. But the younger one, he embraces closely and kisses on the cheek. As guest of honour, he is, of course, placed beside this beautiful young lady of the manor over dinner. And they sit and talk with the purest, loveliest conversation. And everyone who watches comments on what a gorgeous pair they make, young and fresh and handsome. After dinner, Gawain sits with the lord of the manor. And they talk and laugh and drink. And the lord demands to know what dreadful quest could have brought Gawain here at this fearsome time of the year. So Gawain explains how he must at all costs find the Green Chapel and meet his challenge before New Year's morning, or risk losing his reputation as the finest knight in the world. Well, you can rest in your bed another few days then. The Green Chapel only lies a few miles down the road from here. But while you're here, let's have a wager. Tomorrow, I go hunting. You should stay here. Make yourself at home. Stay with my wife. But here's my promise. Anything that I win out in the forest, I give to you. It's yours to keep. And anything you win here, you give to me, eh? Come, let's shake on it. And his face bursts into a grin like a crackling fire. Gawain can only smile and nod. Let's play. You are a most delightful host. And they carry on carousing until it's time for bed.